It's 2026 and you're still playing the monkey game. Every single day the developers are announcing that the player count is decreasing. You check your phone and your favorite content creators and YouTubers are starting to leave Gorilla Tag to play different games. So naturally, you join them as well. Gorilla Tag is dying. Now just before I get into the video, a quick disclaimer that I have no intention of bringing hate or anything like that to the Another Axiom team. But however, I did feel I had to make this video, so without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so my first point is that the community is really bad. And if you've played Gorilla Tag recently, you would have seen that the community is just getting worse and worse over time. Like for example, if you were to join a public lobby, chances are you'd see someone modding or just spamming the N-word. Now I know a lot of you guys watching this video will just say to report them, and it's coming to the point where the community is known for being racist. And obviously people don't want to associate themselves with that kind of community, so they just leave. So right now, if I was Gorilla Tag, I would just focus more on the reports and making sure that the community is a safe place. Now on to my second point, which is content creators are literally dropping like flies. Like for example, I know you guys have saw Starboy's video of him quitting, and I'll put a load of other channels on screen right now that have already quit. And this goes down to two things, one of which I've already talked about, is the community, and the other one is just poor updates. And no good updates means no good content, which leads to people losing motivation and just wanting to quit. As obviously, if there's not a good update, there's no good videos to make, and it's really hard to think of original ideas that haven't been done before, which leads people to create really bad videos like the sub-begging lemming videos, which in all fairness I have done before, but I did it while it was trending, and some people are just milking it now and getting tens of thousands of subscribers a month. And again, people don't want to associate themselves with that kind of content, so they just leave for other games to make better videos. Okay, so I've said a lot of negatives about Gorilla Tag in this video so far, but now I'm going to move on to a positive, and that's that the Gorilla Tag team or Another Axiom are actually willing to change and look at feedback. Like I'm sure you guys have seen this video right here, and it basically explains all that's wrong within VIM. And in that video he basically says how hand tracking, body tracking and everything else inside of VIM should be available to the public. And obviously if you guys seen Gorilla Tag's video from a few days ago, you would have seen that body tracking and hand tracking would be available to the public very soon. And this is definitely not something to take for granted, as a lot of these games don't listen to their community and they just let their game die. So this is a big step in terms of reviving Gorilla Tag and keeping it alive. And obviously they're always looking for feedback, so if you've had a bad experience within VIM or the game in general, just report it on Discord. Okay, so now that I've talked about how Another Axiom still has passion and motivation to make the game great, I'm going to move on to the last point, which in my opinion is that the game isn't just a simple tag game anymore, it's just a social hub. Like I'm being so for real, I haven't played a game of tag in over a year. I only really get on Gorilla Tag to meet fans, record videos and maybe hop in some casual lobbies. And I think a lot of people would agree with me when I'm saying that this game is just too complicated now. There's literally about 17,000 maps and the cosmetics that they release are just too expensive. Like what do you mean some galaxy skin is 5,500 shiny rocks? That's like £20. And I don't really agree with this, but a lot of the reason why people are leaving is that they claim that Gorilla Tag is now just a cash grab. And this could be true, as if your game is dying, you want to try and get as much money as you possibly can before it falls off. However, I do feel that if you're making your community think that your game is a cash grab, chances are that your cosmetics and everything else is just too expensive. And to go back to the point that it's not just a simple tag game anymore, there's also a significant skill gap between players now. Like on one side you've got the really good people who don't touch grass, and on the other side you've got people who've been playing for 3 years and still don't know how to branch. And for the people that still don't know how to branch, it can be really demotivating when you're trying to play tag and you're just seeing a sweat on the walls. So obviously that may lead them to leave the game, which is why the player count is decreasing so rapidly. Okay, so rant over. This is my first ever video using like an overlay thing, so let me know down below if you guys like it or just want to go back to the normal videos. But of course, if you guys enjoyed this video or find it helpful in any way, make sure to share it to a friend, like, comment and subscribe so I can hit 20,000 subscribers.